I hate housework. I hate it and I suck at it. If my circumstances changed and I had to clean homes for a living, I would starve because I would be losing clients left, right, and center. I mean, I've been known to sweep around things without moving them, and I only dust if I get one of those cool yellow dusters that can fit into any space. You know the one? It has an extendable arm, they advertise it on TV. Anyway, the bottom line is that this is not a field in which I can excel in any way. Do not judge me. Now, I did not come by this affliction honestly. My mother was a housekeeper extraordinaire. Although she was also a pretty good cook, she did not enjoy cooking. But ask her to clean her house, to put away for Christmas, and she turned into a whirling dervish. She never wanted to hire a housekeeper because she said it was more work to teach them to do things properly than to do it herself. She refused to exercise because she claimed she burned enough calories cleaning her already clean house. We always had a lady who did the ironing, though. My mother hated ironing. That was the one thing about domestic chores that she passed on to me. The difference is, though, she hired someone to do it, whereas I just don't iron. She used to say that everything I owned was wash and wear, even if it wasn't when I bought it. But what I found is that if you take most stuff out of the dryer and hang it up quickly enough, it won't need ironing. At least it'll be smooth enough to suit me. And for the things that still look rumpled, well, it got so in the car, the seat belt, you know. My son, though, he irons everything, down to t-shirts. I blame his grandmother. She passed her skill and love and cleaning onto her two sons as well as her first grandson. All three are master cleaners. When my eldest brother was younger and had friends over, he would have his vacuum cleaner out and be cleaning up, or hoovering as the English say, even before his guests left. And these days I see my firstborn doing a version of the same thing when he has limes at his house. To this day, when my brothers visit Trinidad and stay at my house, every morning I wake to find them tidying up. It's kind of embarrassing, eh? But hey, at least the place gets a good clean out. I don't know how this love of cleaning missed and passed me, but I can assure you it did. When I first moved out of my parents' house and into an apartment of my own, anytime I knew my mother was coming over, I would go into my version of a frenzy of cleaning. And still, when she got there, she would say, "Pauline, you don't clean this place." I could never meet her standard. Now, this is not to say I live in squalor. I don't think I am a very untidy or particularly dirty person, but I can live with a certain amount of disarray and dust, especially in areas that I don't frequent. For instance, you know how some people will keep stacking dishes in the dishwasher and leave it until it fills before they wash everything? Well, I do that. Except I don't have a dishwasher. I do that with my sink. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't leave things there for days and days. I remember I shared a room with a girl at university who would drink coffee out of a cup and leave it just sitting there until new life forms emerged in it. I'm not in her league. But I don't always wash things right away either. Mind you, there was a time when I liked washing dishes. I thought it gave me time with my thoughts. Now that I'm older, though, I would like my thoughts to stay by themselves because I tired washing dishes. I swear someone comes in the night and puts dirty dishes in the sink. You know, like the elves in that fairy tale who would fix shoes in the night? It is very annoying. And you see, drying dishes, if God wanted me to do that, he would not have created drain boards. I have a double-decker one because everything has to fit in there somehow. I like a clean bathroom area though. I mean, you can't get clean in a dirty place. I also think cleaning that area is the most rewarding. When you're done, all that tile and porcelain sparkles and shines like the sun and you feel like you've achieved something. But sweeping and dusting though, that to me is so pointless. As soon as you're done, it needs doing again. I mean, really? What is the point of that? I know it has to be done from time to time, but you see this everyday thing? No thanks. When I was younger and still under my mother's spell, I couldn't understand why my brother refused to make his bed. He would say, "Ain't I going and sleep in it again tonight? What am I making it up for?" At the time, it seemed almost blasphemous a thing to say. In a house where sheets were straightened and bedspreads put on and cushions, don't forget cushions, were placed carefully every morning. But now I get it. I still make my bed sometimes, but it's mostly just so I can give my teenage son a hard time for not making his. I tend to clean according to my moods as well. I know some people, when they're upset, and it's a pity I'm not one of those people, but when they're upset, they clean. If that was me, my space would be spotless. But I'm the opposite. The more down I get, the less I want to do housework. Sometimes I'll catch a vaps and start mopping and dusting like a mad thing. But usually I just do the minimum and hope for the best. I'm not very house proud either. My mother would spend her last dollars and cents on fabric to make curtains. She sewed them herself, and they would boast flounces and frills and all manner of things. She also had a little kind of doily thing for every table, and there were side tables aplenty. She spent ridiculous sums on realistic-looking plastic fruit, and don't even get me started on Christmas things. 2 cupboards full of wreaths, angels, and whining Santas. Red, green, and gold as far as the eye could see. Every so often, she would have a mind to change around the whole living room because she bought a new rug or something. Well into her 70s, she was still pushing furniture around to realize her latest vision. Me, my couch faces the TV. Talk done. Whenever she changed curtains, she also changed the doilies, cushion covers, and everything else to match. I don't even have 2 of the same kind of chair. Nothing in my apartment matches anything else, except my dining room chairs. And that is because when we went into the furniture store, my younger son, who is autistic, took a seat on one of these chairs and refused to get up. So we bought the set. These things are just not important to me. While I can appreciate a nicely furnished and tidy house that belongs to someone else, it doesn't motivate me to try to imitate it. Once I have what I need to sit on, to sleep on, to eat, and my place is fairly clean and kinda tidy, I'm good to go. And it's too late to change that now. So I'm on the lookout for a man who has my siblings' cleaning fetish. Because believe me, that is a guy for me. Thanks again for listening to my ramblings. I hope it gave you a chuckle and made you feel better about your own house cleaning. So until next time, just saying.